now watching Q News, and here are the top stories for this hour. The Lebanese local media have reported that Israeli operations in southern Lebanon completely wiped out more than 37 towns, resulting in the total destruction of over 40,000 housing units. They added that the Israeli occupation forces demolished entire neighborhoods in various southern cities and towns, with the devastation concentrated in an area extending 3 kilometers deep from Naqoura to the outskirts of Qnews. Israeli occupation forces have detained at least 15 Palestinians from the West Bank since last night, including a child. Since the start of the Israeli aggression against Palestinians on October 7th, a total of 11,600 Palestinians have been detained by the occupation authorities from the West Bank. A World Health Organization official has reported that more than 100 patients will be evacuated from Gaza on Wednesday in a rare transfer out of the war-ravaged enclave. The World Health Organization representative for the occupied Palestinian territory said that the patients will travel in a large convoy via the Kerem Shalom crossing with Israel before flying to the United Arab Emirates, and then some will travel to Romania. Four Palestinians have been killed, several injured in an Israeli strike targeting a house in Jabalia refugee camp, northern Gaza Strip. The Palestinian media reported that the Israeli occupation forces shelled a house in El Alami area in Jabalia camp. Gaza-based health authorities have announced that the death toll from Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip climbed to over 43,300, with over 102,300 wounded. This in addition to thousands of victims who remain buried under the rubble as rescue teams struggle to reach them due to ongoing Israeli attacks and the massive amount of debris. Iran's foreign ministry spokesman Ismail Baqai has said that Tehran will use all available means and resources to respond to Israeli attacks on military targets in Iran. Speaking at a press conference in Tehran, the Iranian capital, Baqai stated that Iran's response would be clear and decisive. Iran also condemned the U.S. military presence in the Middle East, describing it as a threat to regional stability amid rising tensions. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov has declined to comment on reports that North Korean troops were in Russia and were preparing for deployment in the Ukrainian conflict. After weeks of speculation, NATO and the Pentagon have confirmed that around 10,000 North Korean troops are in Russia, with the most massing near Ukraine's border in Kursk. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has said that North Korea's involvement in the war in Ukraine marks a significant escalation of the conflict. Speaking at a joint news conference with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in Berlin, Rutte said that the escalation encourages NATO even more to support Kiev with what it needs to fight off the Russians, including the North Koreans. Rutte said that NATO was working closely with Indo-Pacific partners such as South Korea to keep not only the Euro-Atlantic but also the Indo-Pacific safe. South Korea's military has warned that North Korea has heightened tensions on the Korean peninsula by launching ballistic missiles, adding that the North will be held accountable for all the consequences. Earlier, North Korea fired at least 7 short-range ballistic missiles off its east coast, Japan's defense minister said. This came after Pyongyang condemned military drills by its rivals and just hours before the U.S. election.
위반이며 한반도의 긴장을 고조시키는 위협으로 중단되어야 합니다.
And this concludes our top headlines for this hour. Don't forget to follow Q News on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok at QNewsEG to stay informed. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates here on Q News.